This is it. This is episode 501. 501. No Laugh Track Podcasts, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Acme Comedy Company. I'm Justin Severson, the host. Once again, this week, after 500, I still get to do another one here. I'm here with Greg Sunglasses Coleman.
Actually, let's call it Greg Levi's Coleman. 501, baby. Ooh. It's a celebration. It's a celebration.
Greg Buttonfly Coleman.
Yeah, Icewater Jones is back. You know who it is. Chico Dusty the Third. Cadillac Coleman in the house.
Could you turn the heat up? It's getting cool in here, man. Being this close to Greg.
Yeah,
Gee,
polar bear's toenails, baby.
Ooh, cold over here.
Icewater Jones.
Thank you so much for coming over here and doing this today with me, Greg. I know that you are recording this week at Acme, correct?
That is correct.
For what purpose exactly?
Because I was asked to do it, and this is just how the industry is. You got to record stuff, put it out there for the world so people can watch it, and then come see me on the road, buy tickets, and bump me up to a brand new tax bracket. That's just what I'm going for at the lowest level. No.
Who came to you and said it's time to record?
Well, you know what I mean? It feels like the Lord came to me in the middle of the night, and he spoke to me through a very solid, cool dude.
Was it those folks I drove by just by the river here that stand there with the books?
Yeah, with the books?
Yeah, you know, they stand there all day and they're waiting for somebody to hear the good word.
Oh, those books. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the river with the bookies. No.
No.
It was
these religious people that I can't understand stand by the river and they're waiting to get asked. I don't know what.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he's here. No, listen here. I'm gonna be respectful. I'm gonna take the glasses off.
Okay.
Now, so we can. It's not an indictment or an endorsement. No, Lewis asked. Lewis asked me if he wanted, us to record something. I was like, yes, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, and it just, feels cool because it's I just kind of want to put some stuff out there and also just like
video being the key, right?
Yeah, because the last album somehow my video got deleted with a lot of old stuff that was attached to my other albums.
No shit.
Yeah.
So when you recorded those albums, there was a video component.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they just turned them on. Like there was enough, for what I needed it for.
Yeah.
But then they just sat on my hard drive for like a year and a half, 2 years. I was trying to figure out where to send them, and then I don't think like I paid my Dropbox account and then Dropbox just like took them. Just like these are ours. So.
Somewhere someone's holding them for ransom.
Yeah, that is true.
You want them? Yeah, we got them.
That is true. But the thing is, I have all the audio, so they just have the visual. They're going to have to actually buy my albums to sync it up. So tell you the truth, I'm going to kind of get paid royalties just in case if it goes up. And I hope that the sync is off just a little bit so I look like an old dub Chinese kung fu movie. Huh! Kindergarten, school bouncer. Maybe I should do that. I should buy it back and just make it kung fu comedy. Wow! Yeah.
Please have that happen, please.
Yeah, I like this vibe.
Please have that happen.
Kung Fu Cole.
Oh, that is hilarious. That is funny.
We spell Kung with a C.
Oh, that is great. Oh, that is fantastic. So let's see. Where should we really start here? Well, getting bumped up into that next tax bracket, I tried to help you last weekend. I went to a comedy club in Tampa. Side Splitters. I saw Joe List last Friday night. Awesome. He's still one of the greats. They do comment cards. Mm-hmm. Acme does not do comment cards on the table. This place does comment cards. Yeah. And one of the things on there, it said, is there anyone you'd like to recommend to perform at Side Splitters in Tampa? Mm-hmm. I wrote one name.
Who was it? Joe List?
Greg Coleman.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm going to call Side Splitters and ask.
Have they called you yet? They haven't called yet?
They haven't called about, hey, y'all haven't cleaned up your tables yet because there's a name on there that you guys need to take into consideration.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, I'm glad we don't do comment cards though. We wouldn't have done that. But what I am thinking about doing, I'm thinking about just leaving tip envelopes on each chair, like how you go to black church and like there's an envelope right there. They're like, hey, just put, you know what it is. You want some Jesus? Put some money in there.
Those guys that, like, I work at the XL Energy Center at Wild Games, and I'll come out and there's these guys playing the buckets, or, like a pickle. It's a pickle bucket, right? They got it flipped over, a couple of them. There's at least 3 of these guys out there.
Yeah.
It used to be like, sorry, I'm out of cash.
Yeah,
not a problem anymore.
Yep.
They got to stand with their Venmo.
Yep.
Maybe Greg Coleman does on the stage. You got a little stand there on the side with your Venmo.
One I'm picking up from FedEx right after this. I tried to order some T-shirts. They're like, they're not gonna be here. I was like, all right, print a big ass QR code, and I'm gonna set it right there. Anytime someone goes to the bathroom, hey, did you enjoy this? All right, cool. Because just so you know, it's just my life and labor. And then I'll have a picture of my kid right on it, and just be like, this goes to that. And
yes.
Yeah, right there. It's a new thing. You can't avoid bums nowadays, man. Bums, if they got a cell phone charger to charge it up, they're gonna get that money out you, man. It's tough.
Damn right.
It's tough. They work hard.
You can't do the look away. You can't do the
you can't.
You can't do the pocket tap. I'm out.
Like that's the thing too. Is just like, hey, do you mind? Like they'll put like even CVS or like a dollar donation. Like for real, you don't need my dollar. You don't need my dollar. I mean, maybe you do, but nah. Like they make the beep too loud. Like, because if you press no, it beeps. You know what I mean? But if you press yes, it gives a celebratory ding ding. Like, so everybody around knows you can't even give or not give in silence. Like, that's the thing I miss about the cup. Like, the help a brother out guy, like that dude, like, thanks, young brother. Like, you can just tap the cup. And then your date would be like, oh, he's so giving. He's a nice, or, you got a long finger, slide $1 out. And like, no one knows. No one knows. But now with the, hey, do you want a bing bing? Or wah, wah, wah. Like,
at CVS corporate, you know what they call that? They call that the shame button.
The shame button?
Yeah. When you hit it and like no tip or no, no charity donation. Yeah. That's the shame button. Bing!
That is, I am so anti all beams on all those like public, like boop, boop. If it involves money, I don't want to hear buttons. You know what I mean? Because like, what if something goes wrong and I don't have enough, or like I'm trying to buy something?
That's
like,
true.
You gotta be 18. With it, like now I gotta have an 18-year-old kid come. Bing, bing. Yeah, are you old enough to buy this? Like, yes, I'm old enough to buy this cheap ass Cialis, dude. Like, get out my face. Like,
I don't think it's a real policy. I think it was a mistake. But several years ago, and I think I've said this on the pod before, I got carded trying to buy condoms at Target.
Yeah.
Like a little message came up, and it was about being 18.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
They sell
fuck?
butt plugs at Target. Like they do straight up now. Straight up,
dude.
They sell butt plug. Even Target Express.
Yes,
the Target that only has 4 lanes.
It used to be, 2 brands of condoms, and now there's anal ease.
Everything.
Yeah, I know.
Everything.
I know.
Everything except a pocket rounds for the dudes. They have nothing there for the dudes. Just condoms and Plan B. That's all they have for men at Target. And at least, which is crazy because Walmart, they refuse to sell vibrators at Walmart, but you can get guns, but you can't like, hey, we in lives here. We don't.
Yeah, right.
We don't start them. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. So anti beeps.
That's
anti
hilarious.
all beeps.
Yes.
All those machines. So thank you for the recommendation of the side splitters.
I mean, if that helps, and just this much, would be fantastic. You mentioned you have one child right now, currently, right? One daughter.
Yep, one full one.
One full one.
One fully baked.
One full. How old is she now?
Last time I saw her, she was 18 months, and that was about 34 minutes ago.
Okay.
So she's about the same age.
Sounds good.
She's still the same.
Sounds good. Well, I know you talk about in your act and stuff like where it's like the watch out when she gets older, all the dicks.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I have 3 daughters.
Yeah.
Right? I got
many dicks.
I have 3-year-old, I have a 15-year-old, and about to be 17-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know how you deal with this one. This really has nothing to do with being a girl or boy, but just having a kid. So literally, as right before we were going to start this podcast, I got a text from my daughter. She gets out of school about 2:45.
Yeah.
And it was to me and her stepmother, my wife, and it was, hey, my friend's going to give me a ride home from school.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm checking the time, and I'm like, this might be a little late to be sending this. And then, like 2 seconds later, it's a message from my wife going, are you kidding me? I'm already here waiting for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like my wife she works from home.
Mm-hmm.
She has to like, clock out of work for a little bit, drive over to the school, pick up my daughter and drive her back. And today, while my wife was already there, the ride my daughter was trying to cancel the ride. How pissed would you be if you were on our side?
I mean, it depends on what the punishment of your daughter was, because I don't want to be an accomplice to any of this. No,
there's not going to be.
How far is the drive? How far is the drive?
It's not about how far it is.
No. I understand the principle. I'm just asking, like, the inconvenience that you could have did it.
The bigger inconvenience is how many cars are going in and out of that parking lot that only has like one direction getting out of there, and high school kids driving like maniacs that you have to deal with when you get over there.
That is true. All right, yeah, like definitely there is the annoyance factor. So whatever you feel in the annoyance factor. But here's what I will do, and I'll throw this in here just because I'm not at this point yet where I've had to deal with it personally. I've just been the outside, like, counselor, uncle dude. Your daughter also could have not text until she was maybe home or in the car with her friend. Then you guys are trying to communicate and like, God, where are you? Like, I didn't know where you were. I didn't. So maybe next time, like, because if, you guys give her a little bit of punishment, or just feels bad. Like, hey, just hit us up earlier.
This is just going to be guilt trip. This will be guilt trip punishment on this one.
All right. Well, then is she good? Because if she's like Blossom, like she's good, but like a bad boy, like she's got some badass in her you didn't know. She could be like, you know what? I'm gonna get in the car. And I'm gonna go steal a car and not even be with Becky and be like, no, I was with Becky. And then actually, I don't know. I mean, it's your kid, man. You got the right to mess up your kid as much as you want. I'm doing it. I took her to a park today. Yeah. It was inside though. You know what I mean? I'll mess with allergies. And they were jumping around. They were kindergartners jumping all on this thing. And she got kind of like, boom, she got the horns.
She's little.
Yeah, she is, but she's kind of like stocky. You know what I mean? Like I kind of like, that's that thing where I was like, all right, well, how do I coddle? But also, like, how do I not kind of feel like a NFL scout? You know what I mean? And just be like, ooh, look at how she recovers. She's got a great recovery step. And she got knocked over and she realized she wasn't hurt. But I was like, I should probably go as a father, like, go comfort her. You know what I mean? But the athlete in me was like, get up, Brock. Get up. Get up, Brock. Get up. And she was like looking at me like, Papa. I'm like, come on, get up. And then she got up, and then like all the moms are looking at me like, hug your daughter, she's bleeding. And I was just like, oh my God, it's new blood. Chill out. Like, So yeah, man. I don't know.
That's good to bond with the moms.
Yeah.
You'll be invited over for play dates in no time.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing I did think about. I was like, yo, I'm gonna be the cool dude, kind of like, hey, the eye candy over there, they're just impressed by my dadness. They're just like, yeah, no, we don't want to fuck you. We want you to babysit.
No, that's it. Like, There's the ultimate goal.
Yeah. I was like, you guys I put out the wrong vibe.
Oh my God, that is hilarious. So we did this little vacation over the weekend, and it was just my wife and I. We got an Airbnb with a friend of mine and his wife. It was great. But I'm curious about going on vacations for you.
Yeah.
Vacation compatibility.
With what?
with your wife?
Well,
Because I will tell you, I'll set it up like
Okay.
this as well. So like for us, I don't always make a plan.
Mm-hmm.
We just kind of like, what do you want to do, and like see what happens. She's way more wishes we had more plans. When it comes to getting food, I'm like, I'll try something I haven't had before, go somewhere I've never been. Especially I want to go to a local place if I'm
Yeah.
out of town. I don't want to go something that's not a chain, right?
Yeah.
And like that could be an issue. So I'm curious how that is for you.
I love that you're bringing me in to do. Hey, don't ever go out of town and go to Chili's again. If you like, is that what happened? She's like, oh, let's just go to Chili's. And you like, I should have left you at home.
No, it was the first day of the trip.
Bubblegum trip.
When we were both tired. It was Friday afternoon, and
Okay.
we were searching really hard and struggling to find food. And
In
at one
Tampa.
point, in Tampa, at
Yeah.
one point, we couldn't get into our Airbnb yet. It was still
Okay.
early, so we were like
Yeah.
kind of in no man's land. And at one point, I went, "Well, what do you want? Fucking McDonald's?"
Yeah.
So.
Right?
Yeah.
Did you get McDonald's?
We ended up going to a grocery store and getting some stuff there.
Oh,
But,
so she stuck it to you and bought everything that you could have bought at McDonald's just to screw you over.
The full story is we ended up going someplace, and we both walked in, and she looked at the menu and was like, "Why do you do this to me?"
Yeah.
And I got a delicious Cubano sandwich.
Oh.
And then we left, and she had nothing, and then that's when it set everything off.
Heck
But,
yeah.
But I will say, this isn't like hard feelings. We got back the trip.
Yeah.
We both look back very fondly. It was just a little
Yeah,
blip.
just a little hiccup. Like, I mean, it's
But how about you?
Yeah, it's had to grow. Like, so here goes. I don't vacation much, and I was just thinking about this, about how me and my wife, like she likes to go, and she likes to either relax and do not just, I want to say the pool. It has to be hot.
Yep.
Like for her, it's got to be hot. I like that, but also I'm cool if we go to Denver, if we go to Alaska, if we go to on some outdoorsness. So I'm gonna kind of be the type that I kind of want to go do something because it's just kind of how I'm used to traveling.
Yeah.
With or vacationing, because it was just. Yeah, all right, cool. Let's go do something. Like, I don't necessarily always want to make a plan, but if I'm going somewhere where I know it's kind of like, hey, I kind of pushed for us to go here, then I'll come up with a couple more plans and stuff. But I mean, the older we get, it's been a little bit easier because we both tired now. Like, I remember we went to Florida, and it wasn't even like, oh, Florida. Like, it was just like, yeah, let's, drop the kid off with grandma and grandpa. And then, we went to Orlando, and we went to a basketball game. Then we took a nap. Right after that, oh, we got a night free. I was like, nah, we went to the game, said hi, and they were like, all right, cool, let's go back to the room and kick it. So yeah, so I kind of skew, and I'll lean a little bit more towards what she feels like doing. If it's like, hey, I want to go, she likes markets and shopping. So I was like, all right, cool, yeah, I'll roll with that, because I know at some point I'm gonna get out of town and be able to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, my favorite trip a couple years ago, me and buddies, we went to Denver, and literally we just got on scooters. We went to Target and bought a speaker and just cruised around the city for 4 or 5 hours and just ran into random stuff. And it was like, what did you guys do? We got on scooters. That was our biggest thing. They're thinking, oh yeah, strip club, yeah, blah blah blah. I was like, yeah, we were on scooters.
Downtown Denver is a perfect place for that.
Yeah, we were all around. Went down to over by the stadiums, and there was some a rave, some big thing.
Awesome.
That was just memorable because it was cheap. So I can go either way. I can be busy or.
Isn't it interesting? Taking a nap on a vacation is I did that in Florida. I sort of feel guilty about this because I paid to come down here. I don't live here, but then again, I need this.
Yeah, there's something about hotel sleep though. There's nothing like hotel sleep. Like I try not to be that comic who sleeps until noon, but every once in a while, on one day where it's like, all right, cool. I don't gotta wake up.
Hell
I
yeah.
don't gotta the kid.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can make up for it then later that night.
Yeah.
I got another thing about having a daughter. This is specifically related to having a daughter. So
Okay.
my oldest does not currently, as far as I know, but had a boyfriend earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
And he came over to the house a couple times.
Yeah.
Met him. He's a nice boy.
Yeah.
He called me by my first name.
He thinks he can fight you. That's what I did.
Is that what that is, Greg?
I think so. I sized up a whole lot of dudes. It was just like, "What's up, Chip?" Like, yeah, like that was. I think so. I like you might have to kill this kid. You know what I mean? Like almost kill him, bring him back, and then so he had put some respect on his name.
So I can be Mr. Severson?
Yeah, that's true. Like, I don't know how you feel about guns, but you need to go buy one and just clean it. Even if you don't, like, I don't want guns, but I'm going to have one just to clean it. Yeah. Which sucks because you have a full head of hair. You know what I mean? Like, that shows you have health. You're in shape.
Hey.
This kid doesn't know.
I know.
You could go 12 rounds if you need. You got to punch him a lot.
That's right.
To get him tired,
That's
but
right.
you could do it.
All right, kid, meet me at the gun range at 8.
He's like, I already got my own guns. And then we're all sad again. You're in my locker. Oh, God. All right. Yeah. Yeah, how'd I feel if someone calls me?
Yes. For real, when he did it the first time, I was like sitting across the room. He was by the front door, and I'm sitting on the couch in my house. You can like have a perfect view of the front door. So he walks right in and is like, "Hi, Justin." And
Well, okay. Now,
caught me off guard.
Did he know you prior to
that day?
Yeah. Like, was it like, we played T-ball together?
No. Barely. Like, I think I crossed paths with him once before that. This school year. No, he's very new around.
New to the
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this
Yeah.
isn't like I know his parents and
you
he lives next door.
That kid
So
with a sock full of oranges.
okay.
You know what I mean? Just stuku, so it's thick and it'll remember it, but it won't bruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Although, also, how do you feel? Do you want to be called Justin or Mr. Severson?
Honestly, I don't. I think at this age, when I'm dealing with a high schooler,
Yeah.
I think the Mister sounds all right. Honestly, it sounds kind of old fashioned, but I don't mind it. And then we get to be friends or some point. Then it's
Friends?
I mean, as far as that goes,
Accepting,
exactly.
It's because it's always in the back of the mind, no matter how. Like, because I was always respectful,
Mhm.
but I was also Never mind. I don't want to do this. I don't want.
Also, the dad knows.
Yeah, man, the dad knows. Like, the dad figured it out. He was like, why does Greg never shake my hand? He always hugs me. Why do you always hug me? Because it's like, yo, man, my fingers are sticky. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but he was like, oh, this is an upstanding man. Like, I'm always hugging him and, like, behind his back. I'm like, like, it was... Yeah, so how am I going to deal with that?
Yeah, how are you going to deal with that? Being on the other side.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, then this is kind of what I'll talk about a little bit. I'm just going to try to prepare her to take as much control over her attractions and her human nature as much as you kind of can, without it feeling like, okay, like if this is her decision, you know what I mean? Because like some people think about like it's like the son thing, like, you know, like what my son, like I don't know. I'm away from it. I have all these ideals now, but it's different when I'm in it. And my thing is just like,
for sure.
Like, I don't care. Like, if you get a little, like, whatever, fam, you do what you do as long as you're respectful. Like, as long as there's never been a situation where it's like, oh, he left me, or I had to go get another ride, or you know, like, did some dumb shit, then, you know. But, yeah it's probably going to be Mr. Coleman off the rip. You know, even though my daughter doesn't, she calls me Greg. Like,
no,
so
what, like Bart to Homer?
Just straight up. Like, it depends on what she wants, like how hungry or like how long she. Greg, Greg, and she does it too. She teams up like when her mom gets home. She calls me Greg. You know what I mean? When she wants to like Greg and like bond with her mom, she's like Greg. But then when it's just us, she's like Daddy. I'm like, you trying to play me, fam? I'll let it happen.
Got you wrapped around her dick.
So
it's mommy and Greg.
Yeah, fam. And like, cause it was dad first for like 3 months. Like it was da. And I'm like, hell yeah, this is great. And I'm like, learn your mom's name. You know what I mean? Cause spread it out. I had to do all the things. Spread it out. Name mama. And then she started calling herself mama. She's like, I'm mama. I was like, well, you know.
Hilarious. Hilarious. Hey, when you get all this stuff recorded, will you be part of the editing and like looking at this stuff for hours and hours and hours and doing all that clips and everything? Is that something you do on your own, or are you gonna hire somebody to do that?
It's something that I have done, but there's also we'll see what happens, because I'm still also just trying to remember the goal of, hey, introduction to kind of the internet. No disrespect to anybody who comes here, because it's like I feel like my thing is performance and in the room, and makes it matter. So it's not like I'm talking over you guys. I'm talking to the internet, like I'm pretending to talk to the internet. But it's just like, hey, I want more people to feel what you guys feel if you like this. So there's a small piece of me that's like, hey, just let someone else do it so I can disconnect, because maybe I might get a little too, all right, well, I want my integrity and the and sometimes I'm like, yo, sometimes the stuff I do doesn't transfer, and there's another voice or another eye who can just be like, yeah, no, this is right, this is boom, because it's like I'm trying to get other non-comedians to come to the show. So if I'm not a non-comedian, but this is why I feel it's funny, he's got a different standard, then fine. I don't care if we use this and it tricks them. Hey, we thought we were getting the set up punchline jokes. Aha, you're wrong. Like, but I got you here. And then, so that's, So
I get that.
Yeah.
Wow, what was the one you had last night and you were like, you did it and you're like, see, that should have got more. I don't do one-liners. God, what the hell was that? I took a little. What was that? But I was like, yeah, you're right. That is a good one, and you don't. Like, I was totally with you there.
Was it Cosby?
There was a Cosby one. Oh, yes, it was Cosby. Yes. Yes, that was it. It was the Cosby joke. It was the Cosby joke.
So,
yes. It was the Cosby joke.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, like, if it's slightly a sexual abuse that they pull back, or they just don't like me as a one-liner comic, like set up and punch.
I think people weren't expecting it because you don't normally do that. I think it's that simple.
Just like Cosby, right? This is a triple entendre this joke keeps giving.
Come on.
Even 35 years later. No. Hey, Brandon got it.
Dr. Huxtable? You're not an OBGYN?
Dr. Tuxable. Touchable. All right, that's enough. Diminishing returns.
So, how are you using, do you have a TikTok account these days?
Do I have a TikTok account?
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Severson. I have a TikTok account.
Do you, is that where all these clips are going to go?
Have you, what? Do I have a TikTok account? Yes, of course I have a TikTok account. I don't do that. I am an artist. I do not TikTok. Where are you? Hey, cancer! Like, fucking, of course I have a TikTok account. I do. Did you see me? I ripped off one of Bert Kreischer's ads.
Yes.
And I tried to deep fake it.
Yes,
and then
I
they
did.
banned it on TikTok. So that's how committed I am to making this next special go. I'm willing to go Bert Kreischer level of promo. I'm just not willing to do it, but I'm willing to try to deep fake it. And a lot of people were confused. They're like, dude, Bert Kreischer's coming to Acme this week. I was like, God. Okay.
I can almost see his balls. Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, because at first I was going to be like, oh my God, Bert, what do you like? And I was like, let me see if I can deep fake this. And I just did voiceovers over it. And TikTok banned me. So when you ask, am I on TikTok? Yes, but not currently because of community guidelines and standards.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
What, when you do have an active account,
Yeah.
What shows up in your For You? What have you paid attention to
I mean,
that won't get you into trouble?
Nah, but I mean, we already know. We'll talk about mine. Is because here goes the thing. My TikTok has been. I've had a crazy relationship with TikTok because when it first came out, I didn't get it. It was just way too much, and I couldn't It was just I was like, this is the wild wild west. And then I ended up working on a show with Wanda Sykes. Let me pick this name up.
Nice.
But our show was an internet clip show. So basically for 8 months, my job was to be on the internet. And I was in the deepest corners of TikTok, deepest corners of everywhere, just trying to find content. And it got overwhelmed. Like my algorithm got to like it felt like Faces of Death.
Oh no!
Like it was to the point where like I was sending Segura the shit for his heavy segment, and he was like, "Hey, this is a little too much."
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
"Yeah, this is where I'm at."
You went to the other side of this.
It was just because we had a team of people. They're like, hey, we need church jokes, we need relationship jokes, we need kid stuff, we need slip and falls. So that's where I was like, oh yeah, I like slip and falls. But what's after slip and fall? Slip, fall, injury, death. Oh, this guy likes heart. Like, so it was really weird. So I had to
Damn.
I had to pull back on the just as a human being, I have to pull back on TikTok.
I can see that.
I enjoy it, and it's so different because it's like my wife's TikTok, totally different. Like, and I'll make fun of her for it. I was like, TikTok for you is learning. She's like clearly learning things, and like her TikTok isn't fun. Like that's the biggest thing. Like whenever she sends me a message, she's like, "Why don't you watch my TikToks?" Why? Because 95% of them, there's somebody in the middle of the screen with their hair done, and they're like, "Have you ever thought about?" And you like they present a problem, and then here's a solution, and then there's a validation. My TikToks, there's no one's validated. All mine start in like gas stations or like Florida. That's Florida heavy. I got Florida heavy.
Yes, I believe that.
Yeah. So I'm like, yo, where the animals? Where's the alligators? Where's the like homies? Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So like my TikTok's wild.
You get an alligator, but it's eating somebody.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Like I like to go. Like I like teeter on that redneck stuff and some food. It's called culinary. It's also culinary and like animals and you know what I mean.
Hilarious.
Librarians.
Yeah, well, there you go. Workout enthusiasts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hilarious. What's the rest of the summer? What do you have booked for the summer?
I got no clue. We are in the present right now. We are talking about right now. No, I have no idea. In the summer, I got a couple summer things. A couple, events and stuff like that. But as far as anything super exciting, there's one, but I can't talk.
Oh, here we go. Try again.
Yeah, no, you know what I mean? I'm attached to, something, but, really can't talk about it right now. We got to kind of keep it hush hush. But, when the time is right, we will be sharing or we will just be completely ignoring that I even brought up something just in case if it doesn't go well. You know what I mean? So, that's not up. I like to focus on what's happening yesterday's tomorrow.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yesterday's tomorrow.
Yeah,
okay.
It puts you right where you need to be.
I think so. And here we are.
Yeah, but just moving around and just trying to do. I know my wife has plans. She's like gymnastics, so I'm gonna be driving my daughter to the gymnastics. So that's what my June's looking like.
Oh, speaking, yes, you just
tiny tumblers.
My June will include a 3-year-old's dance recital.
Oh.
Yeah.
What kind of dance? Is it TikTok? Hey, go viral. I wish I could do it with jokes, but I got to do it with dancing now.
All right, kids, shake your booties.
There is. Have you noticed every other comedian in Minneapolis has gone fucking viral on TikTok. Like, I'm so happy for him, but also I want to be like, help me. Like, I feel so old. Like, I was like, I used to be young and cool, but now I'm like, can you just, and I'm like, you have an android, old man, die. So it's like,
I saw a video from it was sometime last year. You brought your daughter up on stage.
oh yeah. Yeah,
Maybe you start doing that again.
Well, that was because I had nowhere else to go. Yeah, I didn't. I wanted to come here,
And now she's older and mobile. I mean, think of what could she'd be walking around on the stage. Think about that.
yeah, she
Give her my mic.
We could pod.
Come on.
She's got a couple more words, but she just says dad, and
Greg.
then Greg, right? And then she'll just go. She's obsessed with Raffi. Right now, do you know who that is? I had no. He sings "Baby Beluga."
Oh.
I didn't know that was a real dude who had like
Come
a
on.
song credit. I just thought it was a song like "Happy Birthday." I didn't know like someone had credit for it.
Do you like apples and
Yeah,
bananas?
now I'm totally into it. Raffi's the Kendrick Lamar of what he does. He's really good.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he's really good.
No one has said that before.
No, not at all. But yeah, so I don't know what the summer does, but it's just being a dad, being a husband, being a comedian, and being whatever else is what's available for me to be.
Hell yeah. So I think we is there anything else we should be saying other than people have to come out and see your shows? You're doing the best of your best stuff this week.
Yeah, and some new stuff, a lot of new stuff. We'll see how that goes. No, that's the most fun stuff. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's
You know what? And I will say, as somebody who has seen you perform here quite a few times, I know when you're doing new stuff, and the new stuff is often very exciting. Even, I'll be honest, even when it doesn't go well, because you're so good at delivering. You have such a good stage presence that it really like.
I've gotten really good at making bad things seem not as tough. No.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's accurate actually. It is.
Yeah, I mean, because it's just, hey, this is just kind of where I'm at right now, and this is the stuff that's coming out of me. So it's just like, okay, I gotta take a risk, because it's like I've done jokes and stand up, and I could come here and just do over and over jokes I know that work, and also like I feel like there's a mix of people who like that process. You know what I mean? Like the like crash and burn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's not many places that could handle a full week of, hey, let's see what you got. You got to be vulnerable and try to tighten it up. Like, of course, you all want to, get it tight, but at some point it's going to be weird. It's going to be uncomfortable, but I don't mean to sound all hokey, but it's just like, all right, well, this is just kind of what is in me.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the place where I'm presented to do it. So, like, I got to take a risk. If it doesn't land, it's not because I'm not, trying.
Hell yeah.
It's just like, yeah, man, sometimes it doesn't land. And overall, it's okay, because we're sitting down in comfortable chairs. And it's just that idea made me feel uncomfortable. Yeah.
Well,
but
wait for the next one.
Yeah. It's you're safe.
Yep.
It's okay.
Absolutely. Trevor's featuring all week for you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Trevor Anderson.
Nice.
Yeah, man. It's fun. I like it too, because there's this weird juxtaposition of like we have a lot of similarities with just kind of like lifestyle with fatherhood and being comedians. But it's sometimes the presentation is a little bit it's a little bit different, but it's fun because we were like, man, we hope it doesn't get too much dadded out, does dad stuff. But then he's like, yeah, I don't think I have any jokes about my daughter's grabbing dicks, so we should be okay. But no, I'm happy to be with him, man, because it's funny because he's just trying to put out as much stuff as he can, and he's got like, it's fun for me to watch him because I'm like, oh, he's talking about my life. Because even as much as other weird stuff, it's like, yeah, I do relate going to Target with my kid and, like that type of sauce.
Hell yeah.
So,
Hell yeah.
Nah, yeah, it's been cool.
Love it. People got to come see you guys this weekend. One final thing, and this is I'm pulling this, so I don't have the notebook in front of me, but just going from memory. One time, Brandon got a hold of my notebook and wrote a bunch of questions that he thought I should ask to interviewees.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Was this when were these questions typed up? You know what? Never mind. Let's go. I got my shades on. I got my
Okay. Well, here's the thing. So this is just a one-word answer from you.
Okay.
This is straight from Brandon in my notebook. I think it's in here somewhere. Ready?
All right.
Greg Coleman,
Yo.
poop or pee?
Poop.
Thank you for joining me today.
Butt stuff.
That's it. Thanks,
Nice.
man.